Raptors back in front by 1.
In addition to the potential for steals that the Raptors are getting, they're making the Heat use a lot of time off the shot clock with that trapping defense.
Sasha. Good wide of Zoe, but Grant there. Nice hands by Williams, but it bounces to Mourning. 3 to shoot. Zoe finds Ike. Nice catch. Good defense, but a foul. Nice pass by Alonzo to Ike Austin. And the foul is on Carlos Rogers, and a technical foul has been issued as well to Carlos Rogers.
Well, the Raptors are really scrambling at the defensive end. Full court trap after a score, and then in half court, they double Zoe and pursue the ball. You saw that was the end of that play where Zoe passed to Ike Austin underneath. Carlos Rogers thought he had all ball and expressed his disapproval.
And Rogers stays in the game. The Toronto bench has given the Raptors a lift. 11 points off their bench thus far. And that is the first point for any man off the Heat bench today.
Walt Williams, the only starter on the floor now for the Raptors. Ike Austin improving his shooting form with the result of a lot of practice time. Improving his free throw percentage dramatically, up to about 65% now.
Donald Whiteside, who spent last year as a high school teacher and coach in Chicago, Illinois, in the NBA for the first time in his career. Gary Grant called for the foul. And Doug Christie comes back. And Walt Williams will go to the Raptors bench.
Christie plays the small forward position with this lineup on the floor.
Miami up 2, 9.5 minutes left in the half. Davis's pass batted back to him. Austin defending Rogers. Mourning with Earl on his back. And that'll be a loose ball foul on E.C. Earl, his second foul. Raptors with 2 team fouls here in the quarter. Again facing the pressure, this time Grant able to beat it easily.
But the Raptors aren't giving any quick scores off that pressure. So it's paying off for them.
Nice wraparound feed into the corner. Danilovic. Book it. A triple. The first of the game for either side.
Great ball movement on the part of the Heat that time. Set up the easy look for Sasha.
Heat by 5. Under 9 minutes left here in the second quarter. Earl. Wild looking hook. A lot of air underneath it. Gary Grant pulls up from 15. Rolls it home.
Good decision, Gary Grant. The defense just kept retreating. Grant with a 15-footer.
And the Heat in front by 7 after they fell behind twice by 1. Hubert Davis out of the University of North Carolina takes the lane over Mourning, and it sticks. Hubert Davis, guy that has made a career of three-point shooting, has not shot well from distance this year. By 5. Mourning turns middle and was fouled on the way up. On the double team by Donald Whiteside, his first and the third on the Raptors here in the second quarter. P.J. Brown checking back for Miami.
You see Coach Riley speaking to Sasha. It was Sasha defending Hubert Davis and gave him middle that last time. That's against what the coach wants. He wants everybody driven baseline, not middle.
Grant pulls up. Doug Christie, very athletic man out of Pepperdine. By the way, Mourning goes to the bench. 17 for Zoe. Hubert Davis. Danilovic knocking it away. Saved back into Hubert. Shot clock as you see it.
Good defense that time.
And good offense by Doug Christie. He turned away. He spun back middle and now has 6 points.
Good defense by Danilovic on the dribble, however.
Miami up 3. 7:23 left here in the second. Shot clock at 4. Grant turns the corner. Set back by Carlos Rogers.
Oh, that should not be a violation, I don't think, because the Raptors already had the ball.
Would not think Darrell Walker was pleased with that. His team out and running on a fast break. Coach Darrell played in the league for 10 years. He was Brendan Malone's assistant last year. And the Raptors released Malone right after last season, after the Raptors went 21-61. And the former assistant takes the reins.
Well, there's a lot to be said about that, Eric. Brendan Malone, I think, a very capable coach. Maybe won too many games for the team. That a pretty good move by Doug Christie there.
Gary Grant called for the foul. Now, one of the complaints they had about Brendan Malone last year was that he played Damon Stoudemire too many minutes trying to secure wins. I find it quite interesting that Stoudemire this year averaging those same 40 minutes a game.
But this year it's okay.
Timeout to Miami. We'll continue the repartee with a Heat up 3 in just a moment. Reed, Ramsey, and Lamont checking in again from Miami Arena. The Heat in front 34-31. Raptors fell behind by 14 in the first quarter, Jack, but they have rebounded well with very active and energetic defense.
Yes, indeed they have, Eric. Their trapping defense, which seemed very porous at the beginning of the game, has forced some Heat turnovers, made them use time off the shot clock, and has overall been a benefit to them.
Matter of fact, the Heat have committed 7 turnovers. The Raptors already with 9 points off of those 7 mistakes. Miami's lead just 2. Austin barrels in, gets another try, and makes certain of it.
Woof. Ike Austin being very tenacious and powerful in the basket area.
Oh, with all the kids in the house, Ike doing his best impression of the big bad wolf on the offensive board. What's that in that picnic basket? Damon Stoudemire lost his footing and the basketball, and the Heat get it back, leading by 4.
Now, that last time when Austin got the ball inside, the Raptors did not double team him.
I like that. Some of the fans courtside are yelling to Ike Austin, Ike, you were home alone. Going to work that in. Danilovic on the runner.
Nice runner by Sasha. Sasha has a nice knack of pulling up on those little floaters in the lane and getting a soft ball that frequently rolls in for him.
Sasha has 6. That's Miami's lead. We are over halfway finished with his second quarter. Doug Christie. And Gary Grant comes down the lane for the rebound. Danilovic on the dribble drive. Out to Austin with 7 on the shot clock. Ike has Hubert Davis defending. He leans in. The hook bounced off. And Carlos Rogers outlets for Doug Christie. Sharon Wright barrels in and hits. Sharon Wright, who got off quickly, now has 6 points. And Toronto down by only 4. Grant makes the turn.
Nice drive, Gary Grant. Gary Grant can turn the corner on the dribble. Has a nice facility for doing that. Got all the way to the hoop that time.
Gary Grant already with 4 points, 3 rebounds. Miami on top by 6. Wright with his back turned to Austin. Being very offensive-minded, the 23-year-old veteran, Sharon Wright, his 3rd season out of Clemson, already with 8 points. He had a big game last weekend against Chicago, 17 points and 10 rebounds. B.J. Brown, who set the screen, now fires and connects.
Well executed. Defender sagging. PJ, rather than screen and cut to the basket, just flared out for that short jumper and knocked it down.
B.J. Brown coming off a 10-rebound night in Philadelphia. His 6 points here in the first half has the Heat in front by 6. Wright and Austin banging bodies. And Sharon Wright lost it out of bounds.
Pat Riley does not like to double team post guys, relying on the defensive ability of his big men to make the shooting difficult for their counterparts inside.
Hardaway and Mourning are back. Grant and Austin, job well done, back to the bench. Of course, Zoe was dominant early, 15 first quarter points. Comes back with 17 in the game. Sasha had it knocked away and off the hands of Popeye Jones, so the Heat will keep it. 7 left on the 24.
Yeah, Sasha has a better knack of shooting that arcer over the defender when he's going to his left. That time Wright just had it jammed.
Dan Marley, good defense by Christie, kept alive by Zoe, and P.J. Brown gathered himself, exploded to the rim, and drew a foul on Sharon Wright. That's his second. Fourth team foul on Toronto.
Let's watch the action. There's Marley's shot under strong pressure. PJ gets the hit as a result of Alonzo Mourning keeping the ball alive. So PJ at the line for a pair.
P.J. Brown, a guy that is absolutely delighted to be a part of a winning organization after spending his first 3 NBA seasons with the New Jersey Nets. The other night when P.J. out-Rodman in Chicago, he was so proud of his efforts. 14 rebounds against the Bulls.
Well, and that's when Rodman's teammates, Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, came out and said, Dennis, you're not playing hard enough.
And amazingly enough, the following night, the Bulls lost at Toronto. Miami by 8, 3:10 left here in the second. Stoudemire taken down by Wright, missed at the basket. Walt Williams for 3. And the Wizard with 7 points in this game. That's his 50th triple already this year.
He's shooting it well from that distance, Eric. 42% for the season.
Well, Toronto signed him late August, a 1-year contract for the minimum. Wright knocking it from Brown and stealing it. And that is turnover number 8 on Miami. Raptors trail by 5. 2.5 minutes left in this first half. Dave Lamont will chat with Houston Rockets scout Joe Ash at halftime. Raptors doing well on the offensive glass.
Stoudemire playing very much under control in this game, Eric.
Beats the post. The Wizard out to Wright. And Popeye Jones on the inside rail for his second field goal. 4 for Popeye. 3-point lead for Miami.
These Raptors just won't go away, Eric. They're playing with a lot of energy.
Tim Hardaway.
The expected duel between Hardaway and Stoudemire has not materialized. Hardaway not going after his shot much tonight, and Stoudemire unable to get it.
And through that pass right off the shoulder of Sharon Wright. Well, as that sets up, timeout to Toronto. Stoudemire 1 for 5 from the field, 2 points. Tim Hardaway has 5 and still looking for his first assist of the afternoon.
And the Heat still have not beaten the Raptors down court to get a quick score out of that trapping defense.
17 for Mourning, the lead all scorers. Danilovic tees one up, but this is short on the triple.
Good ball movement. Sasha had a clean look at it.
Heat struggled from long distance on the 3-game road trip, and they have missed 5 of 6 from 3-point land so far today.
Stoudemire coming off a double screen. Great pass inside.
Carlos Rogers having a feast this afternoon with 9. Under a minute left in the half. Heat by 3. They got off very, very quickly this afternoon. The Heat scored the game's first 7 points. Led it by 14 when it was 20-6. Since then, the Raptors have played much better. Hardaway finds an open Thunder Dan. And another 3 bounds off. Popeye Jones with only his second rebound of the game. Popeye averages over 10. Nice give and go for Jones. P.J. Brown runs it down. Heat still by 3. Hardaway comes shaking at you and then throws it away.
Well, the Heat just can't seem to sustain a solid attack, Eric. Turnovers and missed shots from the perimeter. And these Raptors just keep hanging in there, and they're going to hold for the last shot for Stoudemire.
9 Miami turnovers, 43% first-half shooting. 2 reasons why this game is tight. Popeye Jones, nice pass. Mourning from behind, rubbed it out. Third block of the first half for Alonzo Mourning, who led all scorers in the first half with 17 big, bad, ornery points. Now the Heat trying to hold on to their road mentality here at home sweet home by 3 halfway through.
Has been pretty effective, Eric. He's had a nice game so far. Not so much in the scoring department. He has 7, but the leading scorer, Carlos Rogers, only has 9.
And you see both clubs struggling from three-point land. Raptors with 1 more rebound and 9 turnovers in one half for Miami. And Toronto doing a good job taking care of it when you consider they average 18 turnovers a night.
Yes, I think Coach Riley would much prefer the Heat, when they're being trapped full court, to get down and get some quick opportunities to score. That hasn't happened for the Heat so far.
Well, both clubs back to their original starting groups as we open the third quarter. And as always, delighted to have you along for the ride as the Heat look for a 4th straight win and an 18th victory of the season. Wright came up short. It bounced back to him.
24
shot clock violation.
Yeah, great defense by the Heat. And again, you notice Pat Riley is not going to double team, not even help the big guys with their defense inside. He respects the Raptors' three-point shooting prowess too much to do that. So he's staying home at the edges and leaving it up to the big guys to shut their matchups down.
And Marley went through a quiet first half, missed all 5 of his field goals. Marley in a shooting slump his last 5 games at under 30% from the field. He'd have shot clock problems right now. So nice catch. Here's the jumper. Yes. 19 for Mourning. He's been the only consistent offensive answer for the Heat this afternoon.
But I'm sure Pat Riley wants to see better offensive execution than he's had so far in this game, Eric, other than the early moments.
Popeye Jones and Dan Marley on the rebound was fouled quickly by Sharon Wright. Check if the foul is on Walt Williams, his 2nd foul of the game. And oddly enough, Walt Williams has already fouled out of 7 games this year for Toronto.
Again, the trap, half court this time.
He'd work it around. Stoudemire to the floor, almost took it from PJ. Marley, corner triple. Yes.
Well, other than the bobble by PJ, I think that's what the Heat needs, Eric. Good ball movement, get the good opportunity score. If it doesn't come inside, get it out to the edges, and let's knock down some consistent perimeter shots.
Stoudemire pulls up, air ball taken by Zoe and fouled by Sharon Wright. 3rd foul on Wright, 2nd team foul on the Raptors. And the triple hit a moment ago by Dan Marley extends his consecutive game 3-point streak to a 20th straight game. Thunder Dan has a triple in 22 of the Heat's 23 starts this year.
Heat making an effort to try to break this game open, Eric.
Up 8, 2 minutes in, 3rd quarter. Knocked away and knocked out of bounds by Stoudemire. And give the Raptors credit. They are really hustling defensive end.
Yes, they're very pesky and tenacious with that trap. They're doubling at the perimeter and forcing the Heat into some awkward looking passes.
By the way, that last foul on Popeye Jones, his 3rd. Here's Sasha from Timmy. And that's the kind of 3-point shot Pat Riley likes. Off the penetration by Hardaway, you draw on the defense and kick it out to a spot-up man like Sasha.
And Darrell Walker is going to take a 22nd timeout to regroup his forces because the Heat show signs of breaking this game open.
And that was the second triple of the day for Danilovic, and the Heat are back right here on Sunshine Tuesday night against the Indiana Pacers. You can catch Reggie Miller and the rest of the Pacers Tuesday night. And if you bring a new unwrapped toy to Miami Arena from 10 a.m. until game time, you'll receive a coupon good for up to 4 upper-level seats for only $8 each for that evening's game against the Pacers. So plenty of good seats available for Indiana. You give something, you'll get something.
Let's go back and take a look at the penetration and pitch. Here comes Hardaway. And there's Sasha. Bottom of the net.
And the Heat have opened up an 11-point lead. 9:40 left here in the third quarter. Popped out for Sharon Wright. P.J. Brown clears the rebound.
You can hear Coach Riley say no middle to his defenders.
Danilovic. 8 straight for Miami. Sasha's runner taken by Zoe. Blocked. Brown wide right. And Popeye able to get it out to Doug Christie. Good open court player is Christie. Long board to Sasha. So turns into a pack of Raptors and draws a foul.
Now you can see the intent of the Toronto defense to flood Zoe every time he gets the ball. Now remember, Zoe has 2 assists roughly to 4 turnovers. That doesn't go unnoticed by opposing teams. But Zoe, other than 1 cross-court errant pass in today's game, has handled the double teams very well.
Jack, you talk about leadership and a work ethic on a basketball team. Last 2 guys to leave the practice facility yesterday for Miami, give you a couple guesses. Tim Hardaway and Alonzo Mourning.
Sure.
Last 2 to leave the gym.
Well, Zoe has carried that tradition with him right from college. His college coach, John Thompson, was a stickler for the work ethic, and that's rubbed off on all the players. Patrick Ewing, Dikembe Mutombo, as well as Zoe.
20 points, 7 rebounds for Alonzo, 9 unanswered points for Miami. And another block, but it won't get chalked up because of great defensive work by Danilovic to draw the charge on the Wizard. Walt Williams, his 3rd foul.
That's the Pat Riley principle, Eric. Come from the weak side, stop the penetration to the basket. Take a quick look at it. Here comes Walt Williams. Well, we didn't see the contact. Let's get back to play.
Sasha, a 3-ball that rimmed out. Popeye Jones gathers the rebound, nearly lost to Dan Marley. 8.5 to play. Third quarter, Miami up a dozen. The Heat have scored the last 9 points.
Look how Mourning helps Hardaway to keep Stoudemire from the quick penetration.
And Zoe overplaying Sharon Wright, called for the foul. Zoe has had foul trouble so often this year, but that is his first foul of this game. And if he could limit his fouls, Jack, going to help him and his team. His minutes have been limited recently.
Yes, no question, Eric. If Zoe can stay out of foul trouble, he's such a force for this team that his presence is needed.
Damon Stoudemire off to Carlos Rogers, call for traveling, and that might be the first traveling call we've had today. And of course the league putting such an emphasis on watching the walks this year.
Well, talking with Phil Jackson about that, Eric, the Chicago coach, he says it's up to the players to adjust.
Interesting to see what adjustments the Heat are making against the full court pressure defense of the Raptors. Hardaway for 3. Off the back of the iron, taken down by Popeye Jones. And here comes Stoudemire, has just 2 points today. Damon blocked from behind by P.J. Brown.
P.J. Brown.
3-on-3 break. Hardaway through the traffic, into the corner. Thunder Dan. And Thunder Dan looking for a lightning strike. He has missed 6 of 7. Hardaway got a piece. Heat still lead by a dozen. Rogers.
Good defense, P.J. Brown.
Mourning with a steal. Ahead for Timmy. He'd have numbers. 4-on-2 with a trailer.
Great pass.
Oh, and a beautiful block by Rogers, but a foul on Carlos Rogers. Decking Danilovic with 7:15 left in the third quarter.
Watch this block by P.J. Brown from behind, folks. Stoudemire. No. And then in transition, Hardaway with a nice dish, and Sasha taking the hard hit. Yeah. Flagrant foul, so the Heat will not only get Sasha's 2 free throws, they maintain possession thereafter.
Darrell Walker, at the age of 35, the second youngest head coach in the NBA this season. New York's Jeff Van Gundy, 1 year younger.
Let's take another look. After this second free throw by Sasha, we'll get another look at that hard foul.
11 for Danilovic.
Here's the break. Here's the dish. And there's the hard hit. Good call by the official. Body block on Danilovic as he took it to the basket. He maintained possession.
And they have scored 11 unanswered points to equal their largest lead of the day at 14. Zoe finds Timmy, and that's an offensive foul. Popeye Jones hit the deck. Mourning landed on him. So the second foul on Zoe.
That's the risk of passing off the dribble once you go in the air. You have no control of your body. So with this lineup, it's Mourning defending Popeye Jones.
This Zoe come out. Damon Stoudemire just 1 of 7 from the field today. Walt Williams over Brown. Nicely done by Walt, who has 9 points in the day's game. Averages 17. Heat making their way through Toronto's full court defense here in the third quarter. Miami up a dozen. Hardaway's pass taken away by Christie. Nice lead for Stoudemire, and he lays it in. A man who wears a Mighty Mouse tattoo on his right bicep, Damon Stoudemire, with his second field goal of the day.
Raptors keep trapping.
T.J. Brown sets the screen. Cross court intercepted by Williams.
Oh, that's careless. That's just sheer carelessness.
12 Miami turnovers. This is Doug Christie. And tipped in by Carlos Rogers. Pat Riley has seen about enough. Couple of turnovers, an offensive rebound for the Raptors. All equals a timeout for the Heat, leading by 8. And on this beautiful afternoon in Miami, welcome indoors, where the Heat have had their struggles with the Raptors today. Toronto answering Miami's 11-point burst with a 6-0 run of their own, using that full court defense to their best advantage. But Alonzo Mourning, they haven't had an answer for him, Jack. 22 for Mourning on 8 of 11 shooting.
That last one, Zoe, with a catch and the quick spin before the double team could come.
5:18 left, third quarter. Miami leads by 10. Danilovic fell. Christie denied by Zoe, but a foul on Alonzo Mourning. Zoe's third foul. He was in the hunt for his 5th block shot of the game. By the way, Danilovic, coming out of that timeout, threw his towel down and said, "Stupid passes." So he was still beating himself up over that last turnover.
Yeah, you see Sasha just fall to the floor. I couldn't tell why. He just lost his footing, and Doug Christie with a strong move to the hoop.
Jack, Doug Christie, acquired by the Raptors last February with Herb Williams in a deal with the Knicks. They cut Williams soon after for Willie Anderson and Victor Alexander, 2 players who are in the final year of their contracts. Heat by 8. Hardaway through the defense. This is Thunder Dan, who's had a cold night, 1 for 7. Sasha's shot rims out to Carlos Rogers. Raptors in the first half and again here in the third quarter have been down by as much as 14. They have been resilient. Christie. Popeye Jones, that's what he does best. Chase down misses. Damon Stoudemire. Walt Williams from three-point land. And Dan Marley over the back of Carlos Rogers. Well, the Raptors have come to Miami for a battle. That's the second foul on Dan.
They're really playing with a lot of intensity, Eric. And why not? But you don't always get it from a team that has been newly formed like the Raptors.
They have been off since their Wednesday night triple overtime loss at Boston. Toronto is 7-14 on the year, 0-7 on the road. Heat are 17-5 on the year, 5-3 at home. Sasha knocked it free, and last touched, I thought, by Popeye Jones, but the Raptors will keep it with 9 left on the 24-second clock.
The team the Raptors have out there now, although Rogers is a forward, remember he's 6'11", and plays pretty big in the basket area. Great pop.
Marley with a steal on Walt Williams, and that is a 2-shot foul. So Walt Williams picking up his 4th foul of this game. Clear path to the basket call.
Yes, watch Dan Marley pop that ball loose as Walt Williams tries to take it to shooting position. And then the foul in the backcourt. In the front court.
Dan Marley averaging 42 minutes a game. That's the 3rd most in the league this year.
Still hasn't settled in with his free throw shooting. Under 70%.
Way under. 61% coming in. 7 points today for Dan. Heater 17 of 22 at the foul line. 11 more attempts and 7 more makes than the Raptors.
Putting Stoudemire on the baseline now, trying to work him free to get some shots. He can't elude Hardaway.
Settles for a long 3 and makes it. Damon Stoudemire has 49th 3 this year.
Eluded him just enough that time.
7 points for the second-year man. Miami up 6. Here's Danilovic. Good shot fake. Got it.
And that's the kind of attack Coach Riley wants. Take it up. If you have 3 defenders in the backcourt, you should be able to outnumber your opponent in the front court. And the Heat hasn't done that with any consistency tonight.
13 for Danilovic. Stoudemire. This is Walt Williams. 3:23 left in the 3rd. Another deep bomb for Damon. And that looks like a shot born out of frustration of not getting many shots. Stoudemire averages 19 field goal attempts a game. He is 3 for 10 so far today. So against Popeye Jones, and Popeye knocked it out of bounds.
10 on the shot clock here. Plenty of time. Last time, or one of the early times, the Heat got a good screen for Morney and got him dead clear at the basket.
Joe has 22 points today. Here's Danilovic setting up Timmy Hardaway. The 3 taken down by P.J. Brown. Again, the Heat struggling from three-point land today. They have made 3 in 14 attempts. Hardaway sheds one man, sets up P.J., who is stripped by Popeye Jones. Here comes Doug Christie. Danilovic cuts off his path. Damon on the double clutch, turned it over. Miami has the numbers, 3-on-2. Timmy for Sasha, threw on the brakes and tossed in the layup.
Oh, that's a nice move. Good play by the officials. I think Danilovic had a little brush as he was taking that to the hoop. They let that go, and Sasha got the score.
Sasha Danilovic, 9 of his 15 here in the 3rd quarter. Darrell Walker takes timeout. The Raptors trailing by 10. 10-point Miami lead. The defense has been ever present for the Heat. The Raptors shooting just 40% through this game. And here at Miami Arena this afternoon, the owner of the Miami Heat, Mickey Arison, with his wife Madeline at courtside. Mickey's done a lot of traveling, but even when he's not here, always looking at tapes. And Mickey's dad, the founding father of the Heat, Ted Arison, is also sitting courtside this afternoon. So nice to see father and son enjoying a family day together here at the arena. And your NBA league leaders brought to you by Publix Supermarkets. 3-point attempts a game. Marley and Stoudemire in the top 5. Okie Blaylock of the Hawks hoisting 8 a game.
Christie on the clear out.
Stoudemire on cue for 3. Carlos Rogers, boy, he's been an active man on the backboard today.
Sure has, Eric.
11 points, actually 13 now, with 7 rebounds for the one-time member of the Golden State Warriors, Carlos Rogers. And that was an adventure for the Heat and P.J. Brown. Walt Williams nearly had his 5th steal of this game. The Wizard, we hardly knew you, signed in August after the Heat were announced in 28 games as a member of the Heat a year ago. What were your impressions of Walt Williams in Miami? Yeah.
He's playing much better here than he did with the Heat earlier on, Eric.
Zoe rimmed out. Doug Christie with the rebound, handing it away. Lonzo Mourning, high man in the game with 22. Sasha Danilovic has 15. Rogers leads the Raptors with 13. And Walt Williams going against the man that basically replaced him as a starter in Miami, Dan Marley. Path cut off. Nice feed to Wright, who coughed it up. Heat by 8. Nice lead. Danilovic has to save it back in. Heat passing up shots. Marley handing it back. P.J. Brown. Got it. From 16 feet out straight away.
That's great ball movement and unselfish play, Eric. Almost to a fault. I think you perhaps have to take the good shot when it presents itself.
This is a very unselfish and cohesive Heat team. They're concerned with only one number, the amount of wins they can bank.
And it really doesn't matter who scores on this team. You see Hardaway playing with the same effectiveness in the second half, although for him a very low producing game in the first.
Just 5 points for Timmy Hardaway. Ball thrown out of bounds, but tipped out by Miami. So 8 on the shot clock for Toronto. 43 seconds left here in the third quarter with the Heat in front by 10. Miami 12 games over 500 for the first time in franchise history.
Darrell Walker trying to set screens for Damon Stoudemire in an effort to get him open.
Doug Christie. Mourning brings it down. His 8th rebound and took a hammer foul. Lonzo Mourning on his days off gets plenty of rest, eats well, works out hard, and keeps the NBA's best body in terrific working order. I don't know if there is a better physique in the NBA than the one that Zoe sports.
He works so hard at it, Eric. It's a small wonder that he has the body that he does. I've often seen him at the end of a game go right to the weight room and pump a ton of iron.
It's a friend of Tim Hardaway's right there, Donald Whiteside. How about that? Spent last year as a high school teacher and coach in Chicago. Played very well in one of those Chicago summer leagues this year.
Yeah, that's a refreshing story to all wannabe basketball players. Never underestimate your ability to be discovered. Donald
Whiteside, who has played in 3 other countries, Australia, Venezuela, and Latvia. Wherever that is. One of the UM players, Stevie Edwards, was at last night's University of Miami games, and he said he was playing in Mesopotamia, I think. I was embarrassed to ask him, where is that? New Jersey? Macedonia, excuse me.
Just above Greece, Eric.
Thank you, Doc. Whiteside came up short. Heat lead by a dozen. We wind down here in the third quarter.
See what they can get here. They need it.
Sasha. PJ. And the third quarter horn. Well, this year Miami has been very good protecting the lead. Miami 15-2 with the lead through 3 quarters. This afternoon they'll head to the fourth, up a dozen. And welcome back to Miami Arena, where the Heat take a 12-point lead into the fourth quarter. And doing it again with defense. Miami holding the Raptors to 13 third quarter points. The Heat outscoring 22-13. Here's your game summary. The point guards have been quiet. The Heat holding another opponent under 40%. That's happened 7 times to Toronto this year. They're 3rd from the bottom in the league shooting department at under 42% for the year. Raptors getting 13 of their 19 bench points from Carlos Rogers. Heat are led by Alonzo Mourning, 22 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 blocks. Sasha Danilovic has 15 for Miami.
The Raptors go right back to their full court trap, Eric. Let's see if the Heat can find a solution as they did earlier when Sasha Danilovic got that quick jumper along the baseline.
Danilovic racing up the sideline with Doug Christie getting it across. Underway here in the final quarter on this afternoon game in Miami. Marley back to Zoe. Gary Grant. PJ Brown with his 9th rebound, actually his 10th. So PJ, 10 points, 10 boards for his 5th double-double of the year.
Good pass by Gary Grant.
Doug Christie called for the foul. Doug Christie, who's having his best year as a pro here in his 5th season.
PJ Brown ducked into the lane, and Gary Grant right on top of the play. Christie getting in an untenable defensive position. PJ with the easy hoop, with the foul preceded that, so he sideline out of bounds.
Mourning goes to the bench with 24 points, not 22. 24 for Alonzo. PJ underneath, goes through his legs right to Ike. And you're living right, good things happen, don't they?
Now, one thing PJ Brown must do, Eric, on the catch, he's got to take it right to the hoop. Don't bring the ball below your shoulders. PJ has a habit of bringing it down, and the defenders are stripping him before he gets his shot up.
Well, this equals Miami's biggest lead of the game at 14. The Heat have done it with a 10-2 run. Hubert Davis got it right in front of his former coach. Hubert played for Pat Riley for 3 years as a Knick. He has 6 points today.
Raptors keep trapping.
Darrell Walker, known for his defense through his 10-year career, accentuating defense to his Toronto team in his first year as a head coach.
That latter, not the shot that Coach Riley wanted. He doesn't want a 14-footer from Ike Austin.
Sharon Wright against Ike. In a crowd, Wright able to hit. 10 points for Wright.
For Sharon Wright.
Heat lead by 10, 10-11 left. And that foul is against Donald Whiteside. We have not seen a couple of veteran members of the Raptors today. 2 curious signings, guys near 40 years of age who have both been out of the NBA for years. John Long and Earl Cureton. Curious signings, but Isaiah Thomas wanting the veteran presence in the Toronto locker room and team.
Yeah, and he thinks they will lend some maturity to these young guys.
PJ Brown, boy, tracking down his own misses. And finally secured by Sharon Wright. Still a long road to travel in this game. 9:48 left. Miami leads it 70-60. Ike with the intercept. Raptors hustle back. This is Gary Grant. Through his legs twice. Working hard. Got the bucket. And it will count. Let's check. No basket. Foul on the drive, according to Ted Bernhardt.
Little stutter step move by Gary Grant on the dribble. Watch him. Takes it, stops through the legs twice, and then goes to the hoop with it, but the foul first.
3rd foul on Doug Christie and the 3rd team foul on the Raptors with 9.5 minutes left in the game. Sean Leonard and Gary Grant, the Heat backcourt. Grant's pass stolen by Carlos Rogers, who's been the most valuable Raptor today. Rogers 13 points, 7 rebounds. Wright, nice move. Sharon Wright having a very good scoring day. He's got a dozen, and Pat Riley uses his 22nd timeout.
He calls a 22nd timeout.
Now tickets are available for this year's Outback Bowl, featuring Michigan and Alabama New Year's Day in Tampa, Florida. Call your local Ticketmaster outlet for your seats to the '97 Outback Bowl. And your holiday gift list, a 12-game ticket plan. We call it the Heat Gift Pack. It features games against the Lakers, Magic, and Knicks. You can buy 12 games worth of tickets for $180. Ticket managers are standing by for your phone calls right now or your questions at 305-577-4328. And the early start time this afternoon at Miami Arena. Was it too early for Dr. Jack to get his morning workout in?
Oh, no. Oh, plenty of time, Eric. The Gulf is an inviting 67 degrees, so you get a nice wake up as you plunge into those waters.
Spoken by a man who enjoyed his swim in Vancouver in 28-degree weather. 8-point Heat lead, just over 9 minutes to play. Fourth quarter of this one. The Heat hoping to get back to the win column for the 18th time this year. Miami comes in having won 12 of their last 13 games. Heat have a 2-game lead in the Atlantic over the New York Knicks. Austin denied by Rogers, and the loose ball taken by Doug Christie. So the feisty Raptors hanging around in this game. Rogers on the set. E.J. Brown with his 12th rebound. Grant slipping by Whiteside and drawing a foul. That's the third on Whiteside and the fourth team foul on the Raptors here in the fourth.
So although Gary Grant has not been allowed to get to the basket because of those fouls, he's increasing the team foul total for the Raptors next time they're in the penalty.
Yep, Damon Stoudemire, one-time backcourt partner of Khalid Reeves during their days at the University of Arizona, playing for Lute Olson. Stoudemire on their Final Four team a few years back. Austin cross-court for Grant. EJ turns middle, tough shot. And Ike Austin, loose ball foul. That's the first foul on Ike. And that will bring Alonzo Mourning off Miami's bench with 8 minutes and 17 seconds left. The Heat lead by 8. Heat led by 14 a minute into this fourth quarter, which equaled their largest lead of the day.
So Coach Riley has Mourning well rested for this stretch drive. Zoe has been a huge problem for the Raptors. Even though they've attempted to double him with consistency, he still found a lot of ways to score.
Zoe had 15 after one quarter, has 24 at the moment. Just over 8 minutes left in this one. Damon Stoudemire back in for Donald Whiteside. It's Stoudemire and Davis in the Toronto backcourt. Here's Hubert, and he picks the wrong time as far as Miami's concerned to rediscover his stroke. 9 points for Hubert Davis off the Toronto bench. And a 9-point run for Toronto. The Heat lead down to 5. Leonard for a 3. And it's saved in by Hubert Davis. So the last 9 points of this game scored by Toronto. And Carlos Rogers has hurt his hand, and the Raptors will take a timeout. 7:25 left in a game that's still up for grabs. Toronto on a 9-0 run. The Heat just 2 points on 1 for 8 shooting here in the fourth quarter. Still a game this late on your Miami Saturday. And Heat basketball on Sunshine brought to you in part by Hydron Technologies. For the secret of skin fitness, call 1-800-4HYDRON for a free sample and catalog. And never too soon to let them enjoy NBA basketball here in Miami.
Eric, the Heat has been scoring well up front, outscoring the Raptors with their starters 40-25. Zoe leading the parade with 24 at this point. But some members conspicuously absent at the offensive end. Darren Marley for 1.
And just 1 of 7 from the field. Davis with a shot clock winding down. Game pretty close. He'd have Hardaway, Marley, Leonard, Mourning, and Austin on the court with just under 7 minutes to play. Tim Hardaway with just 5 points today, but he found Ike Austin for the flush.
Oh, great pass. Great. That's the value of Hardaway. Now notice he's not having his usual point production game, but it doesn't matter to him. He still wants to do what's best for his team.
Miami up by 7. Damon Stoudemire, the lefty. But Sean Leonard in a crowd with the rebound. Now Tim Hardaway with 5 points today. Stoudemire with 7. Mourning had it knocked free, but Timmy right there.
The screen and roll action right here. Hardaway and Mourning.
Leonard on the penetration, double clutches, rolls it in.
Vachon off the dribble.
Similar to his game winner at Cleveland, getting into the lane, inventing a shot, and putting the Heat in front by 9 with 6 minutes left. And again, Vachon Leonard playing very critical minutes for Miami today. Doug Christie operating against Marley and was fouled by Dan Marley before the shot. Now, a moment ago, Tim Hardaway setting up Sir Isaac Austin for your slam dunk of the game, brought to you by Miller Lite.
You saw the screen set by Mourning, and when the defense adjusted before Wright could get back to Austin, Zoe had the ball from Hardaway in the two-hand stuffer.
Ike with 8 points today. That foul on Dan Marley was his third, second team foul against Miami. Walt Williams back in for the Raptors. Sharon Wright went to the bench. 5.5 minutes left. Miami leading by 9. And what's this? Illegal defense or a foul on Hardaway? Let's check it out. It's foul on Tim Hardaway. There's second. Jack, Pat Riley said yesterday about Timmy. He knows what I want. He reads my mind and runs our offense.
He's been terrific, Eric.
Besides all his physical abilities, a very smart, savvy point guard is Tim Hardaway. Here's Walt Williams teeing it up, knocking it down.
A good play by Doug Christie, who got Hardaway on the switch at the low post, and then when the defense adjusted, oh, Hardaway, that's a bad toss.
And the Raptors get it back for a Christie 3. Marley protects a big rebound. Now the Heat have turned it over 15 times against this relentless Raptor pressure defense. Under 5 minutes left, Miami up 7. All that time to get it across.
Yep.
You're down to 4 on the shot clock, and nothing much happening. Timmy on the baseline was fouled, and that's aggravating to Darrell Walker. He has to place himself into his seat before he causes any havoc. Doug Christie committing that foul with very little time left on the shot clock.
Yep, you see Hardaway spinning out of trouble and drawing the foul before the shot clock expired.
Miami takes timeout. That foul put the Raptors over the limit, so the Heat in the bonus when we come back to Miami Arena. Every game in the NBA takes on its own distinct personality, but one thing that remains a constant for the Heat, a steadfast defense of attention, and that has been the case today. Miami's hurt themselves often with turnovers, but riding a strong effort by Alonzo Mourning this afternoon. 24 points, 8 boards, 4 blocks for Zoe. P.J. Brown, a best supporting actor today for the Heat. He has 10 points to go with 12 rebounds.
And 6 at the offensive end, Eric, which have been very helpful for the Miami Heat.
Heat have hit 19 of 24 at the foul line. Tim Hardaway, who's really carried the offense recently, Jack, the last 5 games averaging 25 points a game, and this afternoon just 6.
Yeah, well, he has been content to get the ball to his teammates, plus the trapping defense of the Raptors has forced the ball out of Timmy's hands. It's a good tactic. It's paid well for Darrell Walker and his Raptor team today.
9-point Heat lead, 4.5 minutes left in this one. Heat hosts the Indiana Pacers on Tuesday night. Good seats are available. We'll have it for you here on Sunshine Network as well. Then it's the Utah Jazz on Thursday. Tim Hardaway called for that foul. 3rd of the game for Tim, 4th against the Heat.
But as we saw with Iverson, neither guy has been able to shake Timmy on the early defense.
Stoudemire just 3 for 12 from the field today. Illegal defense called against P.J. Brown, and that is the second warning today, so a technical against the Heat. Damon Stoudemire will shoot it.
What the defenders must do, Eric, is make sure both feet are above the free throw line. Sometimes a player just has his heels resting on that free throw line, and that's enough for the officials to call illegal defense.
Stoudemire with 6 points. The Raptors 11 for 12 at the foul line.
to shake Hubert Davis loose along the baseline, or Stoudemire up high.
Just an 8-point Heat lead with 4:05 left. Backdoor for Christie. Zoe is there. Christie missed the dunk. Walt Williams with the interception after P.J. Brown had his 13th rebound. Williams on the flipper.
Nice finish by Walt Williams, an alert defensive play to get that steal.
Walt Williams has played well today, has 5 steals in the game. The Heat lead is only 6 with 3:42 left. Oh, an adventure as we come down the stretch. Hardaway, power drive. Christie finally controls the rebound with 3.5 minutes left. Toronto within 6.
Not out of the woods yet.
Stoudemire lost his footing. Zoe on the pickup. Unfortunate turnover for the Raptors, their 14th of the game, which is 4 under their average. The Heat have 16 turnovers. Score here would help. Zoe on the pitch out. Hardaway. Got it. A triple for Timmy.
That's a stake right in the heart of those Raptors.
A big basket for Timmy Hardaway. 10 points. Stoudemire off glass. Good defense.
Great help by Alonzo Mourning.
Here comes Timmy with 2:40 left. But change of pace draws the foul on Doug Christie, his 5th. And Hardaway will go back to the line for 2 more. And once again, the story reinforced by Hardaway. No matter what kind of game he is having, when the game is on the line, this little man going to step forward in a big way.
And he has done that repeatedly throughout this season for the Miami Heat. Just think of those end-of-the-game heroics. And those road wins have been invaluable.
Toughness, talent, and desire for Tim Hardaway. And he does not fear late game situations. He's one of those guys that thrive down the stretch.
He's just in great physical condition. I asked him tonight if this were the best condition he's ever been in. He said, well, since my 2nd and 3rd years. He said, I think I was in as good condition then.
Timmy has 11 points this afternoon. Here's Christie. Missed a dunk. But you got to like the way Doug Christie is going to the goal with authority. Alonzo Mourning picks up his 4th foul. That's the only way to take it there when Zoe is hovering around the iron.
You mentioned it earlier, Eric. A very athletic guy is Doug Christie. That's a strong, powerful move. He can elevate. He can get well above the rim. He has good control of his shot. He's a very good free throw shooter. Just enough to hex it.
Doug Christie averaging 13 points a game on the year.
And just under 80% from the line over the season. That's pretty good.
Christie tonight has 9 points. Miami leads by 9. 2:25 left. Dan Marley with a trailer for Sean Leonard. Trying to nail down their 18th win. So ducks in.
Oh, that's great.
Ducks the goose.
Alonzo Mourning stepped right between the double teamers and got that easy score. But good footwork by the Zoe man.
26 for Zoe. Can you feel the Heat rising toward another W? 2:07 left. Miami up 11.
Heat by 11 with 2 and change remaining. Let's go back. This is Hardaway with the ball up high and Zoe inside. When Zoe gets it, a double team is going to come from Carlos Rogers. There's the ball inside. Here comes Rogers. And Zoe splits him and takes it right to the hoop. Back to live action.
Crowd responding to what they perceive is going to be another win. Under 2 minutes to play. Miami leads 82-71. Doug Christie draws a foul on the drive by Dan Marley. And once again, here is your playback brought to you by Discover Card.
Another angle, you see Zoe split right between Walt Williams and Carlos Rogers and gets that key hoop for this game.
Doug Christie will go to the line for 2. He has 9 points today. And Marley's fourth.
Now, whatever happens with this second free throw, Eric, the Heat must be sure they do not turn the ball over, because the Raptors are going to be right in their shorts. There's the pressure.
Hardaway looking. Just gets it into Leonard, who again plays the important minutes down the stretch for the Heat. Danilovic on the bench. And Carlos Rogers just 4 seconds away from forcing a backcourt violation. Rogers commits the foul. That's number 4 on Rogers. Hardaway will shoot twice.
Hardaway, with full control of that dribble, would easily have made it across the midcourt line. But nonetheless, you don't want to foul in that situation. Timmy very good at the free throw line down the stretch on most occasions.
Timmy shooting his free throws at an 80% clip, steadily improving in that department this year. Been a quiet game for Timmy, but a very good finish as Mourning comes up with the offensive rebound, which basically puts this game closer to that icebox. Mourning now with 10 rebounds to go with 26 points. 10 on the shot clock. Marley saves it in.
Need it.
Leonard for 3. And Doug Christie brings it down. 10-point lead, minute 13 left. Stoudemire from downtown.
Yes.
And that keeps this thing interesting. Damon Stoudemire now with 9 points. Miami leads by 7, minute 5 left. Need another score to tuck it away. Good double team on Leonard. And a timeout to Miami. With 59.5 seconds left. The Heat call timeout, on top by 7. And we'll be back for the finish in just a moment. Less than a minute left here in the fourth quarter. The Heat leading by 7 points. NFL playing today as well. And we get a score. The Jets 20 and the Eagles 7 midway through the fourth quarter of their affair. And the Heat need to handle this defensive pressure by the Raptors to tuck this one away.
Need a shot inside 10 now on the shot clock.
Hardaway lost it to Doug Christie. Christie crosses over and draws a foul on Dan Marley. With 48 seconds left, the Raptors refuse to just give in. That's the 5th foul on Marley.
Well, they persist in making very aggressive defensive plays, Eric. I think that's a real tribute to this team. You see Hardaway get tied up as he tried to penetrate, and Christie, taking the ball the distance, gets himself to the free throw line.
Doug Christie just 2 of 10 from the field, but 9 of 11 from the line for 13 points.
Once again, Eric, Heat's ability to handle the ball right here is going to be critical.
17 turnovers against Miami. Brown for Hardaway. 43 seconds left. Leonard got a bump, got a bucket.
Now that's the attack. Oh my.
They will not credit Leonard with that basket.
No basket.
Foul is on Walt Williams, his 5th. Leonard will go to the line for 2.
Let's take a look. Did Vashawn Leonard get fouled? Did he take a dribble after he was fouled? The answer to that is no. So he should have gotten the field goal and the free throw, but he gets just the 2 free throws.
On the year, Leonard is 5 of 7 from the foul line, and the Heat could have used that one.
Yes, indeed.
Lead is 5. Still plenty of time left. 42 seconds.
Eric, for a great shooter, Vashawn Leonard does not have a good percentage. He's 18% before today's game from three-point land, and only 29% from the field.
Only a 6-point lead. Stoudemire's miss over the outstretched arm of Mourning. Walt Williams from 3. Uh-oh. Walt Williams with 7 in the fourth quarter.
And we have a
16
game
for the game. Now if the Raptors get it back, they can tie it with a 3, and they will get it back. Damon Stoudemire on the foul. Vashawn Leonard in the hot seat. Back to the stripe to shoot twice.
I think this is a good experience for Vashawn. This guy has a great shooting stroke. There's no reason for him not knocking down 2 free throws here.
Raptors on a 10-2 run to cut this lead to 3. And these are big for Leonard. He won it at Cleveland. He could help the Heat win it today if he could make both.
Nice delivery. Nice soft shot just over the front of that rim. Caught a little iron, bounced off and in. Needs another one delivered the same way.
Now the Raptors need at least 2 possessions. Down 4. This would make it that much tougher for them. Well, Sean Leonard stepping to the line and answering the bell. Raptors are down 5. 18 seconds to go.
Good defense on Stoudemire.
Doug Christie sent it back. So Christie hung with it and drew the foul. Oh, Doug Christie, a slender warrior, having a terrific afternoon, and you do extend credit to the Raptors. They have battled right through this game.
This is a terrific play by that guy, Doug Christie. Big block by Zoe. Christie stays right with it and gets it off the glass and down, draws the foul, and Pat Riley is going to take a timeout.
And Doug Christie will come back, shoot a free throw. He could move the Raptors within 2 points with 13 seconds left. Heat has led by as many as 14. They led by 11 with under 3 minutes left, but this has been anything but easy. The Raptors down 3. Doug Christie to the line to try to finish up a 3-point play on what was a spectacular effort for him. And then the Heat have some important decisions to make.
Yes, indeed, Eric. After this free throw, and I would expect Christie to make it to reduce the lead to 2, the Heat can take it either out of bounds on the baseline or at half court. And they've been having big problems taking it out on the baseline, but it does give you more floor space to enter the ball. If you take it at half court, you shorten the floor space. Let's see what Coach Riley does. There's the make by Christie. He takes it full.
And a quick foul on Tim Hardaway, a man Miami enjoys sending to the free throw line. Damon Stoudemire's foul. Very little time left the clock, just a second, so it's 11.9 left. Miami leads by 2, and obviously Timmy would serve the Heat best by making both to keep the Raptors more than a 3-point field goal away from tying this.
And Stoudemire came within an eyelash of making a clean deflection. 2 big free throws for Hardaway.
87-84. And the Raptors take a timeout. And the Heat have needed their free throws. They have delivered. Miami 28 for 36 at the foul line this afternoon. And just a bit of breathing room, up 4 with just under 12 seconds left.
Well, Tim Hardaway delivered as expected, Eric, but I think Pat Riley will have a lot to talk over with his team. They're going to win this game, but attacking the trap, because everybody watches every game that their opponents play, so expect more trapping situations against the Heat, where if they don't steal it, they've forced the Heat to use a lot of time off the shot clock, and that has paid the Raptors big dividends in this game.
Well, the Raptors have scored 23 points off Miami's 17 turnovers. Pat Riley told the media a day or two ago, be ready for this Toronto team. They play with a lot of energy, especially on the defensive end of the floor, and that was not hype. The Raptors have lived up to it. A hustling defensive team that has stayed in this game, even when they could have folded down 14 in the third, down 11 with under 3 minutes left. They have battled well through the day.
And if they ever get Marcus Camby back, Eric, and I think this guy has to toughen himself up mentally to endure the wars and ravages of the NBA season, but he certainly has talent. And get Hubert Davis's game untracked. This could be a formidable team.
Well, Miami, your Heat are one defensive stand away from a 4th straight win and an 18th victory in 23 starts.
Pat Riley has gotten his small defensive lineup on the floor, all of whom are good free throw shooters. Exception possibly Dan Marley, but I think Dan would make it under duress as well.
In the Stoudemire, looking for a 3. Inside to Williams, got it. And it is a 2-point game with 5.5 seconds left. Walt Williams has had a big day, and Tim Hardaway again fouled. Walt Williams with 18, and the good news for Miami, by design, getting it into Tim Hardaway so he could be the man sent to the foul line.
Well, the coach has all good free throw shooters on the floor. Mourning is probably not going to handle the ball. As I said, I think Marley would hit them with the pressure on the line, but Leonard and Danilovic and Hardaway are all very consistent from the 15-foot stripe.
They're really back to the same scenario. The Heat need both to prevent a 3-pointer from either winning or tying it for Toronto. So a precarious situation with 5 seconds left and a 2-point lead.
And Darrell Walker has done a good job in directing his team here, Eric.
Oh, rimmed out.
5 seconds is a lot of time. The Raptors can take the ball at half court and have ample opportunity to knock down a 3.
Raptors out of full timeouts, but they do have their 20 left. And Timmy gets that one, so it's a 3-point lead, 5 seconds left. One defensive stop necessary. In the Rogers, inside the arc, lays it up and in. 89-88 with 1.3 left.
Just get it inbounds.
Hardaway, it's stolen! And Walt Williams had a chance to win it. Oh my! Oh, some confusion on the faces of the Heat. A very dangerous game. The Raptors come within 1 shot of winning it. And that's an interesting scene. Darrell Walker out on the court, congratulating his players in their effort despite the defeat.
Well, that was a great effort by the Toronto Raptors in this game. Good win for the Heat. It's better not to play well and win than to play a great game and lose it.
Well, Miami now 7-1 in games decided by 3 points or less. Games the Heat used to lose, they are finding ways now to win.
Welcome back to NBA action.
9.
Now it's time for the top 10 plays of the week in our courtside countdown. At 10, Miami's Tim Hardaway.
Jay Brown back to Timmy. Oh my!
Tim Hardaway inventing a way to score.
At 9, the Bulls' Tony Kukoc.
Throws it to Tony. It's online.
Hello, Tony! That ball didn't move. A knuckleball from about 30 feet out.
At number 8, the Nets' Jason Williams.
Here's the roll.
Whoa! Look out! Williams, what power!
You will not see anything better, I don't think.
At 7, it's the Minnesota Timberwolves' Tom Gugliotta.
West, Gugliotta. Look at him drive inside, and what a big shot by Gugliotta.
That was a special shot. A special player.
At number 6, it's Indiana's Jalen Rose.
From midcourt, Jalen Rose!
At number 5, it's Washington's Rod Strickland to Juwan Howard.
Oh, he takes it away from Lang. Behind the back to Howard. What a play by Rod Strickland. Stole the ball from Lang and then fed Howard for the bucket.
At number 4, it's Miami's Vashawn Leonard, who wins it for the Heat in dramatic fashion at the buzzer.
Leonard a double punch and it went down at the buzzer. Vashawn Leonard in a major crowd double clutched it and it went down.
At number 3, it's Bob Sura of the Cavs.
Sura with 5 in the shot clock. Drives right back.
Oh, he gives him a two-hand push. Don't do him like that, Sura.
At number 2, it's His Airness, Michael Jordan.
Michael with a hang time move. He thought he saw all his hang times. There was a new one.
And for the number 1 play of the week, Houston's Charles Barkley.
Barkley from midcourt. He throws it up. Barkley from midcourt. What a shot for the Hall of Famer. Charles Barkley puts a cap on the quarter.
That's it for this week's show. Remember, you can send us your questions via the internet at the league's official website, NBA.com. I'm Jim Fagan for NBA Action. See you next week.